right, day 3. Well, for me, it's the end of day 2, but I know this clip is starting day 3's video. So I just played enough at Bally's. I played, according to my records, exactly 4 hours. By the way, no need to be worried. I went in to play Bally's and the kiosk said, you know, I had about the hours I played yesterday. So played 4 hours just now and qualified for Wednesday's free roll tournament. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm good for the first of these 5 hours based promos that this challenge is. So I don't need to play Bally's tomorrow. Day 3 is Tuesday. I don't need to play Bally's on Tuesday. So because I didn't play a ton at Westgate on day 2 on Monday, day 3 is just going to be Westgate. I'm hoping to play like 8 to 12 hours at Westgate, and still hoping Trooper Thursday ends my Westgate hours totally for this challenge. So MGM hasn't started yet, and no reason to play Bally's on day 3. So the rest of this video, which for me is tomorrow, but for you guys is just the rest of this video, is just going to be Westgate, nothing else. And I don't have like a really fancy chart. Sounds like a dog is barking, but like on a garage, like 2 garages away or something. I don't know, maybe it's just people yelling or something. Not a real fancy chart, but I do have basically more or less a checklist of the 5 hours-based challenges, 3 at Bally's, 1 at Westgate, 1 at MGM. So the first of the 5 is done. I will just show you this chart, and throughout this challenge, throughout these 12 days, I will fill it out. Here's that chart, and then you'll probably see me with the sun up at Westgate.
And here is the grid. Not much to it, just kind of a list. These are the 5 things I'm doing for this challenge, roughly in the order they could potentially be accomplished in. And so far, that's the one that's done. Moving on to the others.
I'm at the Westgate, not as early as I want it to be. It's a little after 2. I'm going to go in and play all the hours that the Westgate has. No reason to play Bally's tonight or even tomorrow before 6 p.m. So basically just the Westgate, as long as there's a game going between now, Tuesday, and tomorrow, Wednesday, like 5 p.m. And that's about it. Quick shout out to John. Played with him last night at Bally's. John from Indiana. His table broke. We were at the same table briefly, then our table broke, and we chatted for a little bit. So nice to meet you, John, and I'm gonna head into the Westgate. All right, about 12 and a half hours later, I played, I think 11 hours, 56 minutes, and Floor said, you can play till 2:30. We played till 2:30, now we're done. Really fun table for the second half. Westgate's always social. Yesterday the game was playing kind of small, but time went by very quickly because of how fun it is, how fun the conversations are. Today was awesome. We had Billy in seat 1 who was playing and winning every hand. Didn't matter what his hold cards were. He wound up with like a flush or better every single time. We had a guy from England on my left. I started talking to him about Hull, which is like a small port city about 70 miles from Yorkshire. And he said before fiber optics were very common, from like 1950 to 1985, there was like a telephone pole with a call box. You could go there and anyone could just make a free call to anywhere in the world. He said you could make calls to other countries, it cost you nothing. They were like experimenting with fiber optics and they were ahead of everybody. So I asked him how many times he drove from his hometown to Hull just to make long distance phone calls and prank people like in Asian countries and stuff. He said he never did it. And yeah, Rich was at the table for a while, and yeah, a lot of fun. I was actually doing kind of poorly until like hour 10 and a half, and then I won a big hand towards the end of the night. And oh, let me show you this thing. Bingo cards. I remember showing this in February when I did my Sahara/Westgate challenge. Let me get the paper here. If you hit these 5 hands throughout the night, 2 pair, 3 of a kind, straight flush, and full house, you get a $100 bonus. Do you see that? I did not hit the flush. You know what's funny? I've never gotten all 5, and this is the 3rd time I came 1 hand away from getting the bonus. Every single time, I'm not getting the flush. Like, in theory, the full house should be the most difficult one. I'm hitting full houses, hitting straights, hitting 3 of a kind. I apparently never hit a flush in the Westgate, so missed out on that. Played till literally the last hand, couldn't hit a flush. And if you want to see the back of the paper, see all that stuff that's written down? I have hockey teams, I have college football teams, I have NFL teams. We were doing some trivia, and yeah, in the middle of it, a guy said, I bet you can, without looking it up, get all 32 NFL teams on paper. You know, everyone misses one, and then in like 90 seconds, I wrote them all down. So yeah, fun time. Oh, and for the challenge, about 12 hours. So I'm at about 16 hours, 15 minutes, which only leaves 7 hours, 45 minutes. That's great. I should get it by Trooper Thursday. So I'm probably gonna park at Bally's tomorrow, take the monorail here, play a couple hours here, and then take the monorail back to Bally's. The player appreciation tournament is at 6 p.m. so play in that, and then start earning Bally's hours for the Sunday player appreciation tournament. So after a couple hours here in early afternoon, I should only need Trooper Thursday, and after Trooper Thursday on Thursday, I will be done with Westgate, and I will be working on just Bally's and MGM hours after that. So today worked out real well. There was actually a stretch when the tournament started that we got down to 4-handed, but we kept playing. More people showed up. We got back to a full game, and that's gonna put a wrap on tonight. And I think today was day 3. I will see everyone on day 4. And remember, rice is a spoon food.